Hey, we're talking sports out at East Lawrence High School, talking with Coach Joe Coley and Coach Adam Hightower. Welcome, guys. Appreciate y'all taking some time out of class to be able to speak with us. Wrestling has really grown on the east side, hasn't it?
Yes, sir. Especially the last few years, we've really made a lot of progress. We're going to state just about every year now. Had a real big, this is probably our biggest season in the last decade. We came through, we won the region duels, first time in school history. That was real big. We won the county championship, and we won a traditional region. So that's those were three things we really strive to get this year. So we're really proud of our boys.
First time for the county champ and the region champ?
Yes, sir, the region duels. We won the traditional duels a couple years back. Mm-hmm. And so this year we really felt like we should be able to take the county duels in both region titles. And like I said, I'm real proud of our boys for coming through for us and winning that. We had a lot of boys, especially some key matches to win the duels. We had Rob Foskey started us off that night. He came through and beat a boy from Dublin. They were back and forth over the last few years, and he really stepped up, and he got us started right. Luke Bryant's another freshman who he really showed out that night, and he came through, got a pin for us, and then it just snowballed from there. We had a lot of boys come through for wins that we weren't sure how it was going to go, and it's like that night everybody was just, they brought their A game that night. So I was really proud of them then.
Yeah. And, you know, a lot of times in wrestling duels, you'll see one kid that really steps up and makes either comes back or makes that big win, and then it fires up the rest of them. That's the good part to me about duels rather than just, individual tournament. One kid can really make a difference for the kids coming behind him. So we congratulate Foskey and all the other kids. Anybody else you want to point out, Adam? Because you've had a good season. You know, we've covered a lot of it as we could. You know, showed a lot of film, got a lot of good calls on wrestling. People around here are really getting into some wrestling.
Well, I'm just real proud of everybody that was involved with our wrestling team. I wouldn't want to point out one person. Don't want to leave anybody out, but all the guys made us proud of their work ethic and positive attitude. We had some good leadership, and everybody just really stepped up. So I was just proud of everybody in general.
Yeah. And, Adam, it takes years of practice, Joe. You know it does. You just can't get a team together and walk out on a mat. And really in 1 year it's hard to make a team when it comes to wrestling because there's so much discipline there. There's so many things you have to teach them that, that they got to be able to think through and react to on the mat. It takes a lot of practice.
Right. And I really think that we changed the attitude of the whole program this year with Joe coming in as the first-year head coach and me as the new assistant. We changed everything around, and I think that we just got things going in continue going in the right direction and continue to build upon the things we had going in the past. And I think the results showed how much hard work our guys put into it this year.
Yeah, you got a couple that made it all the way this year. You had several that actually go to state. How many was it? 8 or 9?
We actually had 8 that were supposed to go, and then we had one alternate get called up. Mm-hmm. And so we were very excited about that. But, I just want to go back to what you said a little while ago about how it takes years. And, Adam was the middle school coach, and he actually coached most of these boys that went on to state. And he helps with he runs our little kids program too. And so, he is just really helping out he's making a lot of leaps and bounds with us, carrying on this tradition. And so that does help out a lot.
Yeah, little kid, people see us, we show a lot of little kid wrestling because we want to encourage kids to get involved with that. It really does build a lot of character, it builds a lot of confidence in young kids, helps them with other sports, especially, football, but it probably helps them with all other sports, a lot more physical. So y'all have several that'll be going into little kids and probably big kids state coming up, don't you?
Yes, sir. We got the qualifier is this weekend over at West Lawrence, and we hope to have several that'll qualify and go on to big kids and little kids state.
Yeah, and you have to work with the kids. Again, it's from the ground up. And where did you come from, Joe?
I graduated from East Lawrence. Mm-hmm. Back in '99, Coach Watson coached me and Coach Hightower. And so we both wanted to come back and do what we're doing, make East Lawrence, something to be proud of. It's our alma mater. Mm-hmm. And, I went off to school to be a wrestling coach and, hope to put East Lawrence Wrestling on the map, and I think that we're achieving those goals.
You got a couple of landmarks already
Yeah.
here, and we congratulate you on that. Hey, we're going to take a short break and be back and interview a couple of young people. Give me their names.
We have Tony Corona, who he won his state championship match this last weekend, and Bradley Rawson, who he finished sixth up there at state duels. They've been two great leaders on the wrestling mat, and I'm really proud of both of them.
We're talking to state champ Tony Corona. Congratulations, Tony.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, you worked hard this year, didn't you?
Yes, sir. I worked very hard, but it wouldn't have been possible to work as hard as I did without partners like Bradley Rawson, DeQuan, people like that, Nick Fordham, Raheem James, having great coaches like Coach Coley and Coach Hightower to step in this year and be great role models in my life to give me a good leadership role to have and do well.
Well, that's good. You've done well. We got to watch you wrestle at the sectionals at Dublin, and then, of course, you went on to state, and won that. And what an atmosphere. Is that your first time at state? Had you been there before?
I've been there twice before. Went as a freshman and didn't make it through. Went as a sophomore, didn't do as good as I think I should have, but it's all right. I always had another year. Went this year. It was a different feeling being able to walk down there in the finals, and never seen it before, never got to stay and watch it, so it was a new thing for me.
Yeah, what a great experience that is. Let's back up a minute now. These coaches have been working with you for years. Adam's been working with you for years. This year, Joe's been working with you. Your coaches put a lot into you mentally. What do you feel that they've really helped you with? What do they drill into you? What does it take to be a state champion?
It takes a lot of hard work at practice, working on shots, working top and bottom. Coach Coley's helped me a lot with that in the past, working on top and bottom throughout the years ever since I was a freshman. And Coach White, when he was here, he did a good job of teaching me a lot of different stuff from top and bottom. They've just worked with me real good since I got into high school. Coach Hightower, he worked with me a lot in middle school, He wouldn't let me do the moves that I felt like worked for me, but he taught me how to do better moves to make me a better wrestler all around, and that carried on into high school.
Yeah, and you seem to have worked hard. There's no way that you get to be a state champion with 2 weeks or 4 weeks or 6 weeks of work. It takes months of work, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
And you got to get in shape.
Yes,
And they push you. Of course, you got to have something inside that makes you want to do that, Tony. Where do you get that from? Your parents encourage you a lot?
My parents do encourage me a lot. I get a lot of encouragement from just the people in the school too. They're all real supportive. They love to see people in the school do good, and just coming back after the winning state, it was such a welcoming feeling in the school. People were congratulating me, and just my family, my mom, she was so excited for me. My dad, he always tells me never to quit and give up, and that's all I can do. And with my brother and sister, they're great to me. They love me. They teach me how to do good, and my brother's an awesome person to want to be like, and I just have a lot of people to look up to and people that look up to me, so I have the feeling like I have to do good.
That's awesome. All right, tell us your mom and dad's name, maybe your brothers and sisters.
My mother's name is Amy Corona. My father's name is Martin. My brother's name is Marty, and my sister is Whitney.
Yeah, and you say the school just welcomed you back and was so proud of you, huh? It's
Yes,
a great
sir.
feeling.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I guess you're going to be working through the summer. You play other sports?
I play soccer, so soccer season's in right now. Be looking forward to that.
You're a pretty aggressive player on that as well?
Yes, sir. Try to be.
Well, that's good. That's good. And you're looking at younger kids, at a lot of little kids that are getting into wrestling now. It's becoming much more popular because people see not only what it develops in a young person, but where you can go with it if you're pretty good.
Yes, sir.
What would you tell these young kids?
Stick with it. Work hard. You never know what you could be in the future if you keep working hard, and you'll be a state champion one day before you know it.
Takes a lot of hard work. We know you're going to continue
Yes, sir.
to work hard. Hey, congratulations on your state championship.
I appreciate it.
Hey, next we have Bradley Rawson. Bradley, you made a run for it. You went to state this year. You had a good season, hadn't you?
Yes, sir.
How you feel about it all? How you feel about your wrestling season?
I'm pretty satisfied with it this year.
Yeah. How many years you been wrestling?
4.
Hey, you can always do a little bit better, I guess. Now, you've been wrestling for 4 years, so you're a senior.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Tell us about some of your experiences through the year and what wrestling has done for you.
It's made me a better person, like learning not to quit and stuff like that.
Yeah, Bradley, you hadn't quit. Anytime I've seen you wrestle, you hadn't quit, and that's the key on wrestling. A lot of people don't understand. Maybe they're interested in getting a young person started into wrestling. That's one thing that you learn early on if you're going to be a successful wrestler. Do not quit under any circumstances, because right down to the last seconds, you can always make a difference, can't you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's a good life lesson as well. Now we know Adam and Joe been coaching you through the year. What have you learned from them?
Just not to quit. We'll always work hard and finish everything you do.
Yeah, finish everything you do. Yeah, and working on moves, you have to finish that move. It won't do any good to go halfway with it. So,
No, sir.
Yeah, that's one thing that's made you a success. What do you want to do with your life from here on out? If you're a senior, you're about to graduate, what are your plans?
I want to go to college and play football somewhere and try to walk on.
Awesome. Well, we wish you a lot of luck with that, and what you learn through wrestling, through your coaches here at East Lawrence, I'm sure will take you a long way. Other than coaches, who's encouraged you here at East Lawrence?
All the administration, my family, everybody, friends.
Yeah. Good. Let's talk about your family. Tell us who your mom and dad, any brothers and sisters you have.
My mom's name Melissa Rawson, my dad's Kevin Rawson, my cousin Adam Hightower,
Yeah.
and I got a sister. She lives in Arkansas. Her name's Stephanie.
All right. I know they're all proud of you. Everybody here's proud of you. The community's proud of you. What would you tell these young kids again now? They're coming up, a little bitty kid. What could you do to encourage them in getting into wrestling? What it's done for you?
Just work hard, never quit, and just stay with it.
That's the theme of the day, isn't it? Hey, we appreciate you, Bradley, and congratulations to you.
Thank you.